this is Chris Reddick with Chris Reddick Financial Planning. In this blog post, I asked the question, should you leave an old pension or roll it into your 401k at your new job? So this is a common question I get. You have this old pension, maybe you were a teacher, you work for a state government, and so forth. What do you do with this old pension, right? You have a new job, maybe in a corporate sector, you're paying into a 401k plan, but you have this pension that when you worked as a teacher or something along those lines. Okay, so the benefits here, let's talk a little bit about this. So it's not uncommon, as I mentioned, for a teacher or if you work in state or federal government to have a pension that's kind of just sits there, and then you have a job in the corporate sector. So there's a critical decision you need to make. Should you leave your old pension where it is, or should you roll it into your employer's 401k plan? So this is a significant decision, and as soon as it's made, it's irrevocable, so you can't change your mind, right? So what are the different ways of doing this? Well, there's two understanding options. So the first option is to leave it alone, okay? So just leave the pension. If this is allowed, and sometimes a pension may be a small amount where it has to be cashed out, but typically you can leave it alone, okay, and then let it grow over time. And typically pensions, when you aren't working for the government, they kind of grow at the inflation rate. They don't lose value, but they grow around the inflation rate. The second option is to roll it over into a 401k plan, right? So this is the option of taking the money and basically refunding it from the pension and then rolling it into your 401k plan or individual retirement account, okay? So you'd have to have paperwork, and then you would roll it and transfer it into your 401k plan or IRA. So those are the two options. So what are the factors you have to consider? Well, one thing, a pension gives you guaranteed income for life, right? So you have guaranteed income, monthly income that comes in. Some pensions have a cost of living adjustment and so forth. And then you can additionally get a survivor's benefit for your spouse, maybe 50% of the monthly income if you pass away before your spouse. And another thing with the pension, there's a vesting period. So there's different vesting periods. And after you meet the vesting period, then it could be easier to roll it over or forfeit, roll over the money. Okay, so you got to check the vesting period and so forth. So the second thing is investment control. So with the 401k plan, you can control the investments through diversification. You could perhaps pick a target date fund, but you have to know about the basics of investing. So with a pension, unlike a 401k plan, it's a very hands-off approach. It's professionally managed behind the scenes by the pension administrator. Okay, the next thing is a portability. So if you skip around and do all sorts of jobs, then maybe rolling the pension into your 401k or IRA makes sense, right? Gives you career flexibility. You also look at the fees and expenses. So what are the costs of these fees in your current 401k plan? So if they're really high, you may not want to roll your pension into that. And then the fifth thing is employer matching. So there could be some employer matching that goes on where it may be tempting to roll it into the 401k, or you may lose some of the matching that you had in the pension. So the next thing is a risk tolerance. So are you willing to be exposed to the market, right? So the market goes up and down. Unlike a pension that stays stable, kind of grows with inflation, your 401k plan can go down significantly. And the seventh and final is your retirement objectives. Consider when you're going to retire. So if you're early in your career, maybe you just work as a teacher for less than 5 years, it might make sense to just roll it into a 401k because the amount of monthly income would be very small. But if you have like a 20-year career in government, it might make more sense to leave it there and take the pension because your monthly income will be higher. So it really depends on your age, So all these type of factors. So at the end of the day, it's good to talk to a financial advisor to kind of get a sense of where you're at in your career and how either rolling it over, leaving it where it is, may make sense for you. Reach out to me on the contact page below if I can be of service. Have a great day.